What's up, boys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great day. So in this video, I specifically want to talk to you, Lauren, you, Brooke, and we got to talk about breakout levels, guys, because at the end of the day, what I want, end result here is I want you guys to make what? I want you guys to make money. But there's a process to this. First, we need to identify breakout levels. And then once you identify the same breakout levels as me, you're going to be identifying the same breakouts, which means you can identify what? The GLS, which is the green light special, right? And then once you identify the green light special, that's when you make money. But we can't skip this process. The first part of this process is identifying the right breakout levels. So this week, while I'm going on vacation, like if you guys can just get really good at creating breakout levels, then guess what? Then you'll be able to start identifying the GLS, and then and only then will you start making money. So grab your paper and your pen, put those kids in the closet. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do my best to go through every single detail, and I'm going to walk through like the top gainers list as if I was just sitting down going into market open. Okay, so first and foremost, if you guys can, I would highly recommend that you get to the computer if you can at 8:30 a.m. EST, if that's possible in your schedule. That way you have about 30 minutes to identify breakout levels before live trading starts at 9 a.m. All right. My day typically starts at around 6 to 7 a.m., so I get up early in the morning. However, you guys don't have to do that. But if you give yourself 30 minutes to map out breakout levels before live trading starts at 9 a.m., you're going to see a lot better results because you'll be able to go through every single stock on the top gainers list and you'll be able to map out your levels, okay? So just as a note, put an alarm on your phone. 8:30 would be a really good start time. That gives you 30 minutes, all right? So first thing I want you guys to do, as soon as you sit down at the computer at 8:30 a.m., I want you guys to go over to the top gainers list. And remember, market doesn't open until 9:30. So market hours would be 9:30 after. So when you sit down on the computer at 8:30, guess what? You're going to still be in pre-market. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you're filtered through pre-market, and you're going to go to the top gainers list, right? And it's always a good idea just to come down here and give it a good old refresh just to make sure that you're on the right screen, especially if you left Weeble up from the day before. Maybe for whatever reason, the stocks from the previous day were showing. So just make sure you give it a good update just to make sure everything is up to date, okay? Now what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to start at the very top of the list, okay? And then I want you to start working your way down. Now, once you start at the top, the first thing that I want you to identify before ever clicking on the chart is I want you guys to take a look at the market cap, and I want you to take a look at the free float, okay? So remember, for the green light special max, what I really want you guys to focus on, just this setup moving forward, the green light special max, the market cap must be below 50 million. And the free float must be below 10 million, okay? So market cap, 50 million. Free float is going to be 10 million, okay? Now, with that being said, like there is a setup where we can trade free floats between 10 to 50, but just moving forward, guys, I want you to focus on below $50 million market cap, below 10 million share free float. Once you get really good at this setup, then we could possibly add the other setup as well, okay? Now, so all you got to do is go through here and identify stocks that have below $50 million market cap, below 10 million shares on the float. So for EFOI, you can see $40 million market cap, 2.3 million shares on the float. So that's a check. That's a check, which means EFOI is a possible play for us. And then what you guys can do is have just like a sheet, like a pen and paper, guys, or a Google Doc or whatever you want. And I want you to put that ticker down. Like a lot of times I'll use the live chat to put that ticker down. That way I don't forget it. Okay. Now, once you've identified the stock, the next thing that we got to do is really focus on the breakout level. So the first thing I want you guys to do is identify when the move actually started happening. Sometimes, like on some stocks, they're going to be moving in after hours and pre-market. Like this stock was obviously moving all of after hours and all of pre-market. Other stocks like EFOI are going to actually start moving and popping up on your top gainers list as you're sitting down at the computer. So I want you to find when the stock started moving. Put your mouse over that candle and identify the time the stock started moving. The time is always going to be down here at the bottom, so all you got to do is move your mouse over the candle, right? So this stock started moving at 9:05. Remember, I don't start trading until after 9 a.m., okay? So after I'm ready to start trading, this stock started moving. Now, I never trade the initial move. What do we wait for? We wait for at least one red candle on the 5-minute time frame, which is right here. Now, something you want to double check is make sure you're actually on the 5-minute time frame. It's a very common mistake because sometimes we switch over to the 1 minute. You could be on the 1 minute. Make sure you're on the 5 minute, okay? If you're on the 1 minute, man, your breakout levels are going to be completely wrong. So make sure you're on the 5 minute, okay? Now, once we've identified this first red candle, guys, let's just keep it very, very simple. What we want to do come up here to your little trend line option. It's probably going to pop up trend line. Okay, make sure you click on pencil, pop up over here, click on horizontal line, and then you're going to come right here and you're going to click right there and you're going to drop your horizontal line at the top of the body of that red candle. All right, remember guys, there's two separate parts of a candle. There's the body of the candle, which is the rectangle, and then these lines, like this line right here, this line right here, this line right here, these are called wicks. Right, you want to draw your horizontal line at the top of the body of the candle. All right, so as soon as we pull back right here and this 5-minute candle closes right here, that gives me confirmation to draw this horizontal line right at 450. Okay, now once you've plotted your horizontal line, what's the next thing you're going to do? The next thing you're going to do is right click and you're going to create alert, click at that level. This pop-up is going to pop up. Come over here to news and movement, scroll down, include extended hours. Why? Because we are before 9:30 a.m., right? So 9:30 is market open. So anytime before 9:30 is extended hours, basically. All right, so anytime it's before 9:30, you want to make sure you include extended hours. That way when a stock breaks out and it's still in pre-market, you'll actually get alerted. If you don't click on include extended hours and the stock breaks out in pre-market, which this one did, you will not get alerted, which means you could possibly miss out on that breakout. Okay, so a couple things here. Remember, this stock didn't start moving until 9:05, which is well after I started looking for breakouts. I started looking for breakouts that happen after 6 a.m. Okay, we get the first red candle, that pulls back, that confirms. We plot our horizontal line. Once we plotted our horizontal line, you're going to right click, you're going to go create alert. Okay, after that, all you got to do is be patient and wait for a 5-minute candle to push above that level, and a 5-minute candle needs to close above that level. Okay, now let's go down to the next one. The next one is going to be PBM. Okay, first thing that you're always going to double check is number one, first and foremost, you always want to check the market cap. You want to check the free float. Market cap's in at 8 million. That's below 50 million. Free float's in at 1 million. That's great. So we got to check. PBM is a possible play. Go over to your paper and pen. Make sure you write that stock down. Now that we know that this is a possible play for us, what do we need to do? We need to establish a breakout level. Okay. So this is two really good examples. For EFOI, that stock didn't start moving until 9:05. But if we take a look at PBM, this stock was moving all of after hours. All right, it was moving early in the morning. So there's a lot more price action to this stock. Okay, so the key here, if you see a lot of price action from after hours, and you can tell it's after hours by again taking a look at the date and time. So if I just go over this candle right here, it's 16:45 from 4:16, which is 4:45, which is after hours from Thursday. Okay, so a really good idea, if you see all of this price action, is what I want you to do is find where it says the current date. So this was Friday, so you'd be looking for 4/17, and I want you to find the 6 a.m. candle. Okay, once you find the 6 a.m. candle, all you have to do is grab your chart and then move it over to the right a little bit so that you can only see the price action before 6 a.m. All right, this is all the price action before 6 a.m. And then at that point in time, all you want to do is identify what's the highest level. All right, so we can see that we make this move, we come up here, make this move, we pull back, but easily you can see that this right here is the highest level right here. So remember, I used to start my day at 6 a.m. Okay, so if a stock was moving before 6 a.m., all I would do was sit down at the computer and mark the high. So this right here would be my breakout level. I would mark that high. Okay, now that you've established that, okay, that's the high, come over here, click on your horizontal line. You're going to bring that down to the top of the body of the candle. You're going to click one time. You're going to set that horizontal line at 1180. Once you've set that, again, you're going to right click, create alert at that level, news and movement, include extended hours, turn that on, save. Boom. Now you have it on your list here. Now you have an alert set that's included extended hours. Now you will actually get an alert on your computer if that stock breaks above. All right. Now, with that being said, if you take a look at the price action for PBM, you can see that this stock continued to pull back. All right, we just pulled back. It came close, but never hit that level. Just pulled back, and this stock never broke out. That's fine. If the stock never breaks out, then guess what? We just never play it. But if the stock would have broken above that level, you would have gotten an alert. So if you set an alert and the stock just continues to pull back, guess what? This is a no-go, guys. You just don't trade it, okay? Like a lot of times, remember, expectations. About 30 to 40% of the time I sit down at the computer, I won't even take a trade. So if you don't see your setup, guess what? If the stock doesn't break out, then we just don't take it. Because you don't want to take this setup. Because guess what? The stock didn't break out. And guess what? It just kept dying off for the rest of the day. So this was a no-go. You weren't going to make any money on this one either way, okay? All right. Let me know down below in the chat. Let me know if you guys have any questions before I leave out on vacation. Let's go over to the next one. All right. This is a really good example. Okay. So for YXT, if we take a look here, first thing you identify is, okay, the stock has been moving for all of pre-market, right? Okay. Now that, or all of after hours and pre-market. So when you sit down at the computer, you're going to see all this different price action. The first thing that you want to do is find the 6 a.m. candle. All right. So if I just move my mouse over these candles, I'll find the 6 a.m. candle. I'll move that over and say, okay, when Andrew would sit down at the computer at 6 a.m., he would see all of this price action. So this initially looks like the highest level, but then if you plot that level out, you can see right here, right at 550, we break above that level and we set a new high right here, and we have a new high right here at this level right here. So actually your breakout level would be right here. And then right here at 6 a.m., this stock breaks above that high, okay? So this was the 6 a.m. candle right here, right? Okay, so the high before 6 a.m. was this level, and then we break out right at 6 a.m. So this would count as your breakout because we had this level established, and then from there we pull back, we break above it, we close right here. So this stock broke out right here at 6 a.m. If it's 6 a.m. or later, I will count it as a breakout, and guess what? I would not play this anymore because it broke out before 9 a.m. and I only trade the first breakout. Super, super important, okay? Other thing, just keep in mind, guys, I taught you guys this as well, but if it's close, like this stock is clearly up more, and you guys can just tell, like this is a long way up from the previous close, but it's always a good idea for you guys in the beginning to just double check, right? You want to double check how far your breakout level is above compared to the previous day. And the way you do that is you come up here to rectangle, you go to the previous close, and then you drag that up to your breakout level. So I'm going to do that one more time. Click on the rectangle, find the 4 o'clock candle from the previous close. You click one time, move your mouse up and to the right, get it to that breakout level, and you don't even have to click anything. You can just see right there at that point it's 110%. And then if I click, guess what? That percentage goes away. If that percentage goes away and you need to find it again, all you got to do is grab this little circle right here, move it to the left or move it to the right, and boom, you'll see the percentage again, okay? And then once you've measured it, you can just delete this rectangle off of your chart. You can come up here and click the delete button, or the easier way is just hit the backspace button. Either way works, okay? All right, let's go down to the next one, ISPC, all right? So for ISPC, when you sit down at the computer, you would have saw all this price action. What's the first thing that we're going to do? Say it with me. We're going to find the 6 a.m. candle. Here we go. Got the 6 a.m. candle right here. You're going to click right there. You're going to drag that over. All right. And now you can see this is all the price action that I would have saw when I sat down at the computer at 6 a.m. What are we going to do? We're going to map out the high. All right. This high is clearly right here. This is the highest level. Come over here to your horizontal line. You're going to drop that right there at 1791. So that is your breakout level. Then what are you going to do? You're going to right click, go to create alert at that level. And then your pop-up's going to appear. Say it with me. Go to news and movement. Scroll down here. It is pre-market hours before 9:30. So we have to make sure we include extended hours. So you're going to go right here and click on include extended hours. You're going to click on save. Boom. Now you have an alert set. All right. Also, remember, don't forget, you always want to check the market cap free float. Market cap needs to be below 50 million. Free float needs to be below 10 million, okay? So YXT, I gave you an example that stock broke out, but just FYI, the free float being above 50 million, I would not have traded that whatsoever, right? You would just keep that off your list. But if you want to go through these stocks and still set up breakout levels, you could do that. That's fine because it's good practice. Just know that I would never trade that stock because the free float's too high. But ISPC, that's a possibility because market cap's below 50 million, free float's below 10 million. So you would go over to your sheet of paper, write that down as a possibility, okay? Now, with ISPC here, now we want to identify, did this stock ever break out, right? So when I move over here, you can see that this stock pulls back, right? So we set that high, and then we pull back, and then we bounce and chop. And then finally, right here, we get a 5-minute candle that closes above our horizontal line that we set. That is when I count what? A breakout, right? So once we've established our breakout level, if you guys want to think about it like this, we've established our breakout level. After you've established your breakout level, you want to see, did the stock break out, right? And as you can see, the stock did break out. And then once you identify the breakout, the next question you should be asking is, what time did the stock break out, okay? Because if it's not after 9 a.m., it's a possible trade. But if we take our mouse, put it over this candle right here, you see the time down there at the bottom. That's going to be the 8:35 a.m. candle is when it broke out. All right. So since this stock broke out at 8:30, guess what? ISPC is a no-go. So as soon as you find that a stock has already broke out above its breakout level, you can just take it off your list, guys. Write it off your list. This is a no-go. It already broke out. I'll only play the first breakout, and this one broke out before 9 a.m. So that one's a no-go. Okay. Now, if you notice, like, there's a lot of rules to this, and the reason why is because you want to find an edge in the market, right? So there are a lot of rules that you got to be able to follow. And the reason why we're able to keep a high win rate with the green light special is because there are so many rules that you got to look for. You don't have the edge very often, okay? Now, going down here, let me just give you guys another example. LZM, you would come to that one and say, all right, market cap's at 442 million. Andrew would never play that one. Just mark that one off the list. WSHP, market cap 369 million. He would never play that. UCAR right here, okay, market cap at 3 million, free float at 2 million, market cap needs to be below 50 million. That's a check. Free float needs to be below 10 million. That's also a check. All right, this might be a possible play. So let's go over here. Let's click on UCAR, and let me delete that. I'm cheating for you guys. And first thing that we want to identify is when did the stock start moving? So if I move my mouse over this candle, it's the largest green candle on your chart, right? And remember, guys, just as a refresher here, what is this? This is the previous day, right? So all of this black area is the previous day, okay? Okay, this is mostly after hours right here. So after hours, okay? And remember, the previous day closes at 4 o'clock. After hours is from 4 to 8. Okay, and then most of this is going to be pre-market right here, pre-market, which starts at 4 a.m. and goes all the way till 9:30. Okay, and then now this black area right here is the day for the day, which is going to be 9:30 to 4. Okay, boom. Screenshot that if you need to. Okay, all right. So we start moving right here. You move your mouse over that candle at 7:15 a.m. Okay, so 7:15 a.m. the stock started moving. First thing that we want to wait for is we want to wait for at least one red candle, which is exactly what we get right here on this candle. This candle closes red. So what are we going to do? We're going to come up here. We're going to grab our horizontal line, and we're going to set our breakout level. Boom, we're going to set it right there at the top of that candle. So now that once we've set our breakout level, say it with me, once we've set our breakout level, what do we want to do? We want to check to see, has the stock already broke out, okay? Which means, did a 5-minute candle close above our horizontal line? And as you can see, this 5-minute candle right here closed above our horizontal line, okay? So yes, it did break out. Now what do you want to check? Now you want to check what time did the stock break out, okay? So you come over here, let's delete that. Put your mouse over the 5-minute candle that closed above your horizontal line and take a look at what time it broke out. The time that this stock broke out was right here at 7:25 a.m., all right? So if a stock breaks out before 9 a.m., if it breaks out before 9 a.m., what is it? It's a no-go for us, all right? So UCAR is a no-go, okay? So what you would do is like, UCAR was a good setup, but it broke out before 9 a.m., so you just scratch that one off the list. I'm not going to be trading UCAR no more, okay? Because why? Because it already broke out before 9 a.m., and Andrew only plays the first breakout. Only other thing I would recommend you do with UCAR, and it's pretty obvious for me, but for you guys in the beginning, it's always a good idea. What do you want to do? You always want to measure from the previous close, which is at 4 o'clock. How high is this breakout level compared to the previous close? Okay. So what you do is you come up here, you grab your rectangle, you find the 4 o'clock, which is a military time, which is going to be 1600. Find that 4 o'clock candle, right? Go from the close, you click one time, move your mouse up and to the right, and then as you can see, that's 42% above the previous level. If you click one more time, your percentage is going to go away. If you accidentally click again, your percentage goes away, and you're like, what the hell? I don't know how to bring the percentage back. You just come right here to the middle right here. You grab this, you can move it to the right, you can move it to the left. Now you can see your percentage again. Once you've measured that out and just made sure that it's higher than 17%, you know your breakout level is valid. And then from there, you can just delete your rectangle. You can come over here, click on delete, okay? So UCAR already broke out, 725. It's a no-go. Let's keep moving down. ABLV, all right, market cap is at 36 million. That's below 50 million. That's good. Free float, though, is at 17.9 million. So free float is a little high, right? So for the green light special max, what I want you guys to focus on are free floats below 10 million. So I would recommend you guys don't trade this one. But what you can do is you can click on it and you can still practice, okay, what would the breakout level be? So for this stock, when you sit down here, you're going to see all of this price action, right? First thing that you want to do is say, okay, there was obviously a lot of price action right here. Let me find the 6 a.m. candle. Okay, so if I come right here, I can see the time slot down below, 6 a.m. candle. I'm going to click right here and just grab that and drag my chart over. And this is all the price action that Andrew would see before 6 a.m. Very clear where the highest level is. The highest level is all the way up here, right? So you grab your horizontal line, you click one time, your breakout level is 121. You right click and then you would create alert, right? The big thing that you want to check though, after you've set a breakout level, is what? You want to see, did the stock already break out above that level? And the answer for this one is, as soon as we pulled back right here and created this red candle, that the stock just kept pulling back, right? So this stock did not break out. So if it was the right market cap and the right free flow, what do we need to do? We need to set an alert at this level. So all you got to do, you got to right click right here. If you're on Mac, you double click, you don't right click, create alert at that level. Pop up is going to pop up. News and movement, include extended hours. Click on save. Boom. Now, if this stock was to break above 121, I would get alerted. I'd be able to identify that breakout. All right, let's go on to the next one. FRMM, market cap is at 87 million. I can immediately disqualify that one. That's a no-go. RPAY, market cap 352 million. That's a no-go. CRML, this is important. This is 1.59 B. B stands for billion. Okay, billion is way above 50 million. So that's a no-go as well. SILC, market cap is 163, too big. DARE, $42 million market cap, so lower than 50 million, 13 million shares on the float. So unfortunately, the float is a little bit too high, but why don't we click on DARE here just to go ahead and practice mapping out a breakout level. Okay, so right here for this stock, you can see the stock isn't really moving too much right here. You know, this is the previous close. It didn't move much right here. And then finally, we start to make this big move right up here. The first thing that you want to do is identify what time did the stock start making this move. It was at 7:45, which is after 6 a.m. Okay, so once that stock starts to make its move, what are we waiting for? We're waiting for at least one red candle on the 5-minute time frame is what we get right here. Now from there, you're going to click on your horizontal line up top. Once that 5-minute red candle has closed, you put your breakout level up here at 374. Okay. Now, once you've established that that was the breakout level, the next thing you're going to ask yourself is what? Did this stock already break out? Question mark. And as you can see, this red candle pulled back drastically, big move to the downside, and this stock has not broken out. So what would you do in this scenario? This is when you would set your alert, okay? Now, for this one, you wouldn't set your alert because, again, the free float is a little bit too big. However, just keep in mind, that's your normal process of what you could do, right? And again, you can go through and set alerts for these stocks. I would just recommend that you only trade stocks below $50 million market cap, below 10 million shares on the float, okay? So I went through quite a few examples here. This is going on 20 minutes plus. If you need to, rewatch this video again and again. The big things that I want you guys to keep in mind. Let me just give you guys, if you made it to the end of this video, let's go over a complete watch list. All right, so first and foremost, remember, the previous close is going to be 1,600 from the previous day, okay? From the previous close, the stock needs to be up 17% or more at the breakout level. You can measure that by using what? The rectangle. That's first and foremost, okay? If once you've established a breakout level on a stock, all right, what are you going to do? You're going to ask yourself, has this stock already broken out? Okay. If it has broken out, what are you going to do? You're going to check the time the stock broke out. And if it broke out before 9 a.m., guess what? It's a no-go. Okay. So you'll just mark that off the list. Don't pay attention to it no more. If the stock has not broken out and it's below $50 million market cap, below 10 million shares on the float, what are you going to do? You're going to set your alert on that stock. Okay, set your alert, right click, make sure you include extended hours because that's a possible play for you. And if it breaks out between 9 a.m. till 12 p.m., that will be a possible play for you. Okay, so very important. If it broke out before 9, it's a no-go. Take it off your list. If it hasn't broke out, you set your alert. And if that stock does break out between 9 a.m. till 12 p.m., then guess what? That's a possible play for you. Okay, guys, let me know if you guys have any questions whatsoever. I think I nailed everything in this video. yeah, there's nothing else I want to add. Let me know if you guys have any questions.